Alright nerds, we are going to play around with some different lighting options. I'm going to be focusing though on the ceiling fan, okay? A lot of times you can find a nice image of a light source on your ceiling that you could almost just like copy paste, put it around the ceiling. But the one that if you don't have it just right might look really bad is the ceiling fan. And that's why I'm going to talk about that one for a short bit. Okay, but we'll talk about these guys in a little bit. So I'm going to set these aside for the moment. Here's my ceiling fan. And the reason why it'll look funky is because of the fact that it's so big and so wide. And if we don't have the perspective just right on the blades for your ceiling fan, it might look really weird. Okay, so I'm actually going to start with two orthogonal lines. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be creating sort of a box to go around my fan as I draw it. So I'm going to start right here, nice and wide. You don't have to go all the way to the vanishing point because it is probably not going to have any of your fan on the back wall. So you just need it on the ceiling. Just like that. I am going to be creating a horizontal line. And this will be sort of like the bottom of my fan, and I'll have one for the top of my fan. Right here. Oh, I'm going to do it a little bit lower. Can't make up my mind. There we go. And then having our other one across this top edge. Okay, so I got sort of like the border in which I am going to have my ceiling fan fit inside. Okay, so the next thing I need to figure out is where the center of that ceiling fan is going to be. Okay, so I need to figure out where this is, where all the blades come together. And there's a quick, simple trick. All you do is you connect your corners. Okay, right here and right here. And by connecting the corners, I found the center. It's right there. Okay, now the second thing I want you to do is I want you to break it up into more chunks. So I want to figure out halfway going this way. So I'm actually going to draw a line through the center that is vertical, and draw a line through the center that is horizontal. So not only do I have it marked where the center is, but I have the halfway point across the top, across the bottom, and across these two sides. Notice how this is smaller than this, which means your blades that are closer to you will be shorter than longer than the blades that are farther away from you, because that's how perspective works. All right, so let's keep moving forward. So let's start with the blades. Okay, traditionally, blades on ceiling fans, they have 5 blades, which is a little bit tricky to try to figure out. Okay, and I don't know about you, but I think that would be kind of hard for my brain to figure out, especially with this being tilted. So I'm actually going to cheat, okay? And I'm going to make four blades. And I'm going to walk you through how I'm going to kind of do that. And it'll look just fine. It just has one less blade than your picture does. It's fine, okay? So what I'm going to do is I am going to be using my triangle to create the outside and the inside of each of these. Now, when I'm creating this line, I'm not stopping here. I'm going all the way through. Okay? Notice how this is smaller than that one? Well, that's done on purpose because that's how perspective works. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Keep in mind they aren't going to be this exact shape when we finish it. Okay, we'll be tweaking it a little bit. And then I want to try to get this to kind of match the opposite side. So through the center, and through the center again. Okay, do you kind of see the basic of the fan right now? Okay, so I want my fan, it looks like they have these nice straight edges. Okay, so when you're working with this, I'm actually going to just do round edges because I like round better. Okay, and you're actually going to try to keep it in that corner of the square. So it's actually going to curve up into that corner and curve this into that corner here, and then bring these in. Alright, kind of looks like a dragonfly, but it won't once we get rid of some of the extra lines. Okay, So the next thing we want to do is we want to kind of get this center fixture kind of figured out, okay? And we'll get the rest of the light in just a moment, okay? So this is just the center of where the blades come together, which means that I'm going to have this section coming together. And what I'm going to see, if I was looking straight underneath and looking up at my lamp, it was going to be a circle, and then I have each of my wings coming out almost like propellers, okay? If I was looking straight sideways, it would look like this, with the wings coming out right here, and then I'd have the bulb here. I need to find that happy medium in between the two, and that's what's going to be kind of tricky. So we need to find that happy medium there, and what it's going to kind of look like, it's going to kind of look like this, okay? So notice how this half circle is bigger than a half circle. It's almost an oval, almost like a lopsided egg, okay? And it's not a circle, okay? So it's halfway in between. And I know that this is coming down from where I have it. So this is literally just me guessing, getting this bottom curve, and then getting this top edge, trying to recreate that dome-esque of my light, okay? So this is me just sort of redrawing what I see in my printout image, and that's what you want to try to do, okay? And then I'm going to have these guys, they're coming right in. Going to make it a little bit wider than before, so they look a little bit more straight. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to finish the fixture just like I see it here. And notice how my circle is going to be more like an oval here at the top as well. Okay. The big thing that's really important is just trying to get it so that these are believable lengths. Okay. That's the really important part. Okay. Now let's take a look and see what the other light fixtures would do, what they would look like if we put them all in here. Right. Now let's take a look at what the other light fixtures would look like if we put them all in here. So, all right, so we can see that there is a bunch of other ones on here. These are some of the recessed lighting. Keep in mind that if it's on the ceiling, you're not going to have a circle, you're going to have that oval, okay? Same with all these other ones. And notice how, here's my vantage point. This is above, so I still see it inside. This one right here, it's almost level with it, so that's why the bottom of this lampshade is straight and the top of it is curved, okay? Things are always curved if they're above or below. If they're straight on with that vanishing point, a lot of times they end up being flat, okay? So keep that in mind while you're working on stuff. And remember, my biggest recommendation is to find images of those light sources that match the perspective in which you want to draw them, okay? Because it is kind of tricky, because a lot of these you won't be able to do blocking it out like we do here. I did do a little bit with things that are supposed to be like the same length, so I have some more like a pendant lighting, I guess is what they refer to it down here, but ones that are hanging. So I made them orthogonal where they're all lined up on the ceiling. Made an orthogonal for how far that cord or cable goes, and then another one for how big the light fixture itself ended up being, the little glass dome. Okay, and that helped me get it so it's the illusion that they're all the same size, but just going further and further away. So I hope this is helpful, and please ask me more questions.